Hi there. I'm Chilton Webb. I'm the creator of Glycon, and this is the latest version for the Oculus Quest. Now, we have a new thing in this, which is the foot tracking system, or rather the fake foot tracking system. Some of you might have seen that Meta Quest has its own foot tracking system now that supposedly watches your actual feet and helps you move around. Unfortunately, I found it to be not really usable at this point. And originally I thought it might be the test app, but you can even see the foot slippage and the jitteriness in the home screen if you just look at your avatar and look at his feet really carefully. You'll notice that they actually slide around and actually clip each other. But basically the end result would be that your mocap would be a little jittery, and that's not good. But I didn't want people to just have no options, and I didn't want to add an option that was actually bad. And so we have a new system that I think is actually quite good. And I want to go over exactly how that works. Now, what you're seeing right now is the default behavior when you first come into it. As you'll notice, he's kind of stomping around. And that's because it hasn't been set up yet. So let's do that now. If you go to legs, you'll notice now that there's an option to hover. So if you click on hover and then you move around, you'll see that your feet do this. Okay. And basically it's just they're going to move around like a foosball character. That's really good if you're going to remove the legs and you're just going to replace them later in a third party, a 3D app. But we want to do shuffle. So we have selected shuffle here. And this means it's just you're going to kind of shuffle around. If you take some steps forward, it's going to kind of look correct. Let's go over this real quick. So the comfy leg distance is, Glycon will attempt to figure out whether or not your legs would be comfortable in the current setup. So if the largest distance you're comfortable, that you think you would be comfortable moving your legs is a very small distance, then any upper body movement like this will result in, kind of repositioning itself. On the other hand, if you set it to be very large, you'll find that you can move around quite a bit without and your feet can be kind of far apart without it generating, trying to figure out where your feet need to go next. Step height, that's pretty obvious, but let's do this. That's gonna basically let you do little stomps. So I could have just picked a height and said, oh, there you go, that's the height, but you might actually have a use for this. I don't know. So I wanted to leave that in there as an option, but if you wanted to, you can set it basically to none, so your feet just kind of shuffle around on the ground, or you can set it to, you can play with the height and see if you find one that you kind of like. Step duration. Now this is the amount of time that step's going to take to happen, and it's a little difficult to see because I've got it set to some. I've got it set to the very kind of nuanced differences in the duration here, but basically if you want it to go faster or slower, you can slightly tweak that there. So I actually based this on a bunch of videos of people standing around and just watching their feet, seeing how long it takes on average, and then I used the upper and lower boundaries for averages. So distance for balance, this means how far off center you need to be forward or backward in order for this to be considered off balance. So if I've got this set here, I'm going to set my comfy leg distance pretty far also. If I lean forward and lean backward, you'll notice I can kind of do that without it trying to create new steps. And if I set it to a lower number, then any slight movement forward or backward will have him reposition his feet. And then the foot side offset, this is basically this, how far apart you would position your feet. So if you're doing something like some kind of, I don't know, there are reasons, you might have some like martial arts poses or something like that, where you actually want your feet farther apart, action pose, that kind of thing, so that's what that's for. So you can also do like this, and now your feet will basically just stand together like this. Okay, I would say somewhere around there. Wait, you want it roughly underneath your shoulders. But again, I wanted to give the user the ability to tweak that. And then the last one is the minimum. What this means is minimum center of gravity to the foot distance. Now, what that means is the center of gravity under your body. If you stand and look at yourself in the mirror, you'll notice that if you're just standing around, it's very rare that you will move your center of gravity over 1 foot, past 1 foot. Most of the time, you'll start to shuffle your feet as soon as you get close to that. And so this is basically how close to your foot you have to go before the feet are going to try to recenter. So you can mess with that and anyway, pick some numbers you like. It's going to store them, and it should use them every session after that. You only need to really set this up once. And then the second thing I want to show you real quick is on calibration. This has always been kind of it's a tricky subject, and I kind of feel bad about that. But going through all of the different VR apps and all of the different motion capture solutions out there, calibration is always a big issue. So I want to go over that really quick, and it's really simple. When you hold down the bottom button of both controllers, it will enter calibration mode, and all you want to do is step forward and place your hands roughly where the hands are in front of you, and hold your head kind of upright. So we're going to do that now. So I just step forward, put my hands there, and that's it. That's all it takes. And what it's doing there is it's going to estimate based on my wrist, based on your wrist movements, where your elbows would be, and it's going to estimate your torso, head, everything else from that one little calibration there. So it's really easy to use. It calibrates your height, your everything, just off that one thing. But the thing is, sometimes it won't look right, because you might get there a little late, or you might get there, and say, oh, I don't like how I did that. So all you do is just do it again, and it doesn't matter how many times you do it. It's gonna let you keep doing it, and recalibrate it. You will probably want to recalibrate every time you come into Glycon, but again, it takes literally like 3 seconds. So you hit the button, you step forward, and now you're done. That's all it takes. And the reason you want to do that is because the tracking on the headset is a little different every time you put on an Oculus Quest. Now, this version of Glycon is specific to the Oculus Quest, and pretty soon we'll have the Pico 4 version out also. Same deal. It's all going to be inside the same same environment. It looks the same on Pico, but the thing is, this is for the Quest standalone version. This is not for the PC version. Okay, so this is specifically if you have an Oculus or a Meta Quest, and you want to use it in the Quest itself without using it alongside a PC, without using the AirLink or anything else. That's what this version's for. So the versions on the website already for the PC, Steam PC and stuff like that, SteamVR, those will work with Meta Quest, but they don't do hand tracking yet, and that's the whole thing. You'll need to use the version for Oculus Desktop if you want to use hand tracking at the same time that you are on your PC. But that doesn't do Vive tracking. So we've got some stuff to cover there still. But the point is, this is a new version of Glycon for the Meta Quest, and I hope you guys love it. This version actually has a massive speed increase. So you'll notice that hand tracking is, and I'm going to show you that. Just set down your controllers and put your hands in front of your face, and it should immediately start hand tracking. Just like that. Easy as that. Even though it's saying that it's too dark in here to track my hands, it's doing a great job. So this version has 70 frames per second, full speed all the time. So your videos and your recording should come up perfect and butter smooth. Anyway, this version is available right now on the website, so go grab a copy. And if you don't have a copy and you'd like one, go to glycon3d.com and get yours today. Thanks. Have a great day.